So if you just try harder, eat cleaner, find the right protocol, your Hashimoto's will get better. That's what we've all been told. And if you're watching this video, you've probably started trying that, maybe multiple times, maybe even for years, and you're still losing hair, still exhausted, still frustrated, still searching. So today I want to offer you a completely different explanation and perspective. Not that you haven't tried hard enough, but that you maybe haven't been handed the right framework. I'm Allison. I specialize in Hashimoto's remission through functional nutrition, and I lived this myth that we're going to walk through today myself before I found a different way through. So this one's personal. So here's the myth that Hashimoto's is primarily a thyroid problem. And if you can just optimize your thyroid through the right medication, the right diet, the right supplements, the right labs, everything else will follow. And it sounds completely logical, right? Your thyroid regulates your metabolism, your energy, your hair growth. So fix the thyroid, fix the symptoms, right? Except that's not how autoimmune disease works. And chasing that myth, being absolutely obsessed with that myth, is exactly why so many incredible, deeply health conscious women are still suffering years into their diagnosis. So I'm going to walk you through 3 points to show you what I mean. Number one, the thyroid is downstream, not the source. So this is a reframe that changes everything. Hashimoto's is not a thyroid disease, it's an immune system issue. The thyroid is the victim here, not the villain, which means optimizing the thyroid output while the immune attack is still active is basically like mopping the floor while the faucet is still running. You can mop perfectly, you can use the best mop, you can mop more often, but the floor is still going to be wet. So your medication can perfectly replace the hormone your thyroid can no longer make well, and the autoimmune process keeps going. The inflammation keeps going, the gut dysfunction keeps going, and the hair keeps falling because you treated the output without touching the source. Number two, more effort in the wrong direction makes you feel worse. So here's what really gets me, because the women I work with are not under disciplined. They are some of the most determined type A women I've ever met. And that was me too. Maybe they've done AIP for 6 months, a year. They've cut out dairy, soy, corn, eggs, nightshades. They're taking 12 supplements a day. They're tracking everything. They're doing every single thing that they've been told to do or research to do. And all of that effort applied in the wrong order without addressing critical things like we covered, the nervous system, gut health at the root cause level, can actually make things harder, and it doesn't feel good. And trust me, I personally took the scenic route. All of this adds to being a stressor. It adds to hypervigilance in the body, tracking the food, being fearful of it. This chronic stress keeps the exact cycle going that you are trying to break. And then, even though you're trying to use a healthy elimination diet, your body just doesn't even feel safe with it. So you're working incredibly hard, but it really just feels like you're spinning your wheels. Number three, the real target, the immune environment, not the thyroid output. So if optimizing the thyroid isn't the goal, what is? The goal is changing the environment that is driving the immune attack in the first place. When we shift the focus from just get my thyroid numbers perfect to change the conditions in my body that keep the immune system on high alert, everything looks different. The gut, the nervous system, the inflammatory load, hormones, nutrient status, everything. These become actual levers. And then when you address them in the right order, your body has what it needs to do the thing, to heal what it was made to do. And here's what's really remarkable. When women do this work, they stop just chasing the thyroid optimization and they work at the more root cause level. The thyroid often improves so much more on its own. The energy comes back, the hair regrows, not because of a magical supplement, but because they stopped feeding the fire. I want to tell you a little bit about my own experience here because I think it actually matters for what I'm about to say. I have a lot of skin in the game. I was that person with the checklists, the highlighting in the books, listening to podcasts, working with various doctors. I tried everything, and of course, lots of elimination diets, but I was still symptomatic and still really frustrated. And the shift really came for me when I actually changed my mindset in a really big way. It wasn't necessarily finding the perfect protocol or the perfect supplement or diet. It was making peace with all of that and realizing that the bigger issue was that I was treating my body as something broken to be fixed and not something that I could trust and bring compassion to. This is when I just stopped focusing on managing symptoms and perfectionism. I stopped white knuckling my way through healing and started giving my body what it actually needed to feel safe and to heal. And I also decided that Hashimoto's wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me. It was changing me for the better. It wasn't a curse. That is when all the pieces that I had worked with, the nutrition, the functional labs, the protocols, it stopped being an obsession and it settled into my body to actually work. And here I am in remission, 2 healthy pregnancies later, all my hair grown back. I've got skin in the game and I help women do the same thing every single day. So trust me, I know what it feels like to spin your wheels and I know what it feels like to make everything click. So if you have been blaming yourself, if you've been lying awake thinking you just haven't found the right thing yet, or that your body is somehow uniquely broken, or that everyone else is getting better but you, please take this as a sign. You just need a new framework. You need to look at this a little bit differently. And now you have the exact information to do that. In my next video, I'm going to show you what it actually looks like when this approach works in real life. A real client case study, someone who'd been living with Hashimoto's for years, doing so many things right, but still losing hair, still exhausted, still convinced she had to avoid every single food out there. I'm going to walk you through exactly what no one else had caught and the shifts that she had to make to get onto her road to remission. I'll see you there.